I came out here on the side of the mountain. I've been going through, these last few days have just been intense, 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 intense on the twin flame journey. And I came out here to the mountain. There was a thunderstorm this morning. It's starting to rain here. I'm sitting in this cave. I'm drawing. And it started raining. And I just feel like sitting here. And I'm having like this epiphany. There's going to be a big thunder now. I feel like I'm passing through into a new stage in the twin flame journey. All of a sudden I'm having this massive realization, and it's just so obvious. It's all about me. It's all about me. It's the whole thing is all about me. And how do I explain this? How do I explain this? It's all about me. All of a sudden I'm realizing it's all about my spiritual awakening. Now, I know that we've known this and I know that we've talked about this, but all of a sudden I'm realizing that the whole twin flame journey is there for me and for my awakening. And the next steps are always presented. They're right there in front of me. They're right there in front of me, waiting for me to stand up and grasp hold and step into it. It's me being strong enough to take the next step. And the next step is there. It's like shining at me from every direction. It's showing up in everything that I do. I'm guided. It's showing me the next step. I'm right here. I'm right here. This is the next step. It's like I can always see the next step, but there's like a haze, because before you're strong enough to step into the next step. And the next steps are obvious. They're in the 3D world. They're not somewhere high in the sky pie. They're right here. It's the next step. It's the next step that I fear. Oh, so it's taking the next step. And our twins are a constant reminder of where our next step is. They are constantly showing us, because they are the polar opposites, the places that they are. It's like monkey see, monkey do. It's going to be another massive, how do I explain this? Because when I'm explaining it in words, it's like not getting the meaning that I mean. It's like not deep enough. It's like we have this mirror that is showing us all of our weaknesses. And also we have, why is the mirror showing us all our weaknesses? Because we can see the strengths in the other, and it is shining back to us, showing us that we're not standing up in those places. And so and then we're afraid of looking at our twin because it hurts so much, because what they're shining back to us, of them presenting the next step that we're not strong enough yet to take. And so it's showing us our weaknesses. So a lot of times, a lot of us, where do we get into the loops? We get into the loops when we're not strong enough to stand into that next step. So we don't want to stand. So we're sitting in the pain, in the hurting of not taking responsibility, not standing up. And just in, how do I explain this better than this? Give me the words. Give me the words. I'm going to pause this for a second. I'll come back. Okay, so I'm going to try this again. It's like the world is constantly presenting you with the next steps, and the next steps are very practical steps. They're places that we don't stand up, that we fear. And when we step into that, then we overcome that fear and we're pushed on. And it's like the universe is like a flower. I see it kind of like a lotus that is constantly renewing, and constantly, it's like taunting you. It's like in your face. And that's why the journey is so painful. because you have this twin that is this I don't even call it a twin, it's like this mirror opposite of you, but the same as you, but like the mirror polar. And we're so afraid to look in that mirror because it hurts us, because we are in the ego, because why me, I'm getting hurt by this, he's hurting me, or I'm getting hurt by watching or by looking. And when you take that hurt off and you look at it flat, like without the ego, without the feelings, without the emotions, then you can see in your twin the exact places that you need to stand up in. It's kind of like you can watch their strengths, right? We can see their weaknesses, we can see their strengths, and we can watch their strengths, and we can do copy. But it's not a copy of copying exactly what they're doing. It's an energetic copy. It's like we can see what they're doing energetically, and we can adopt those energies, because the places that they're standing in their strengths, right? See, and it's not always exactly even, right? Because it kind of is, but kind of isn't, right? Because there could be places that both of us aren't standing up in, which so far I don't really have an example of that, because I don't see it. But I do see the yin yang of it. I do see that there has to be some kind of evening out. It's like a push and a pull, a constant push and a pull. So where I'm pushing, he's pulling. Where I'm pulling, he's pushing. Or where I'm standing up, he's where I'm standing up, I'm reflecting back to him the places that he needs to work on. And in the places that he's standing up, it's reflecting back to me the places that I need to work on. So there's that constant pain in the mirror. You look in the mirror and you have this like low self-esteem, right? Until you learn the self-love, and you learn that loving him is loving me, or loving me is loving him. Until you find that pure self-love. Self-love is acceptance of self. That means in the places that I'm not standing up, I'm accepting myself and loving myself and understanding there are reasons why I'm not standing up in those places. And then I have this beautiful mirror that is pure love, that I can, even if he doesn't know that it's pure love, right? Even if he's not acting like pure love, every single thing that he does for my better. It's bettering me. Whether he's doing it on purpose or not on purpose, it doesn't matter. It's divine. It's divine. It's in such a way that it's like the puzzle that fits together perfectly. But if I'm not self-accepting of myself, then when I look in the mirror and I see where he's standing up and I'm not, then I'm thinking, oh, he's seeing me, he's thinking bad things of me. And instead of just saying, oh, okay, there's the place, and it's like he's constantly mirroring me back to myself, which is constantly giving me the next step. If I could just get over, when I get over the self, oh, I'm so horrible, the self-doubt and the lowest self-esteem, and the lack of self-love, when I fully love myself and accept myself, then those places it's an opportunity for me to grow. It's like the universe is constantly flowering and giving me the opportunities and showing me in the physical world what the next step is. What is the next step? The next step is the place that I fear. The next step is what I'm looking in the mirror and I see, but I'm fearing. For instance, I feel like in Forrest Gump, when what was his name? The captain, his captain was out. They were out on the fishing boat. They were out on the shrimper boat, and the captain was like egging on God, and he got up onto the flagpole, and he was up there during a storm. That's kind of like what I feel like. I was sitting in this cave, and it's raining and storming and thundering and lightning outside. I'm just sitting here, and I'm like on a roll. I'm like seriously on a roll. because it's just so exciting. It's just so exciting. Now I know how this journey already goes. I know it goes forward, backwards. But what I did just find is a portal, because I've always been an artist. And in the last years I've kind of not really done a lot of drawing. But I'm finding that as soon as I sit down and I start drawing and I get into it, it's like meditation. All of a sudden, these realizations are coming in. So I'm realizing it's kind of like a portal. And the creative power connects you to the higher realms, because creativity comes from the higher realms. It's like your talents pouring through you. So then when you start getting creative in your talents and you start putting yourself into it, then it opens up that portal to the higher realms, and then it opens it up for more things to come through. And all of a sudden these answers are just like, it's like he is constantly showing me. And if I get past the pain and what it means to me, that the pain is, why are we in separation? And what is he doing? And I'm so lonely. Those are the pain. Those are the thoughts that are holding us back. Because when you get over that and you come into your full self-love, then those things don't matter. You're looking in the mirror and it's all about you. It's all about you. He is a tool to bounce from. And the higher I rise, then the more clear of a tool I become for him. So in love of me is love of him. And the more that I fine-tune myself, then the purer of a mirror I can become for him. So doing my self-work is actually giving my twin a gift. So the best gift, if we love our twin rather than trying to grab them and bring them to us and hold on to them, the best gift that we can give them is purifying ourselves so that we can be that beacon of light, which he is providing for me. And he is constantly showing me like the next level. I was just thinking what opened up that door for me, and then I saw that it's just like a puzzle piece. When you find something that is solid, it becomes solid through and through. Now, when you find something that is truth, all of a sudden it fits here and it fits here and it fits here and it fits here and it fits here. And I was thinking about doing lives, because I always record and then I upload after I record. And the next step would be the obvious step of doing lives, right? Of doing actual live broadcasts. And I was thinking how he is always doing lives, and he's like showing me the way. He's the way shower. And he brought me on live the other day. Now, knowing or unknowing, he's showing me the next step, and he's opening up that door for me, and he's showing me how it's done. And in those places, it's like really easy for him. And those are places that I still have a little bit of like, see, for the most part, I just open up the video and I just flow. But when it's live, it's like something else. And it doesn't have to be. And for me, that would be the next step of opening myself up, of opening, it gives the option of, making a mistake live. So what? I mean, 95% of these videos I do, and I don't even rewatch them. I just put them up how they are, and I trust in the divine guidance that whatever comes out is coming out exact. I'm saying the things as well as I can, and the way that I understand them and the way that they're coming through to me. And so I started realizing that it's like he's constantly leading me, because the places that he has strength, I can see it over and over and over. So all of a sudden when I saw that, I was like, okay, well, he's guiding me. Because that, if I just watch him instead of thinking what it means about me, because in watching him, it means that I'm not ready yet, and this little spot is not a really hurty spot. There's far more hurty spots than that one. That one is just kind of it's one that I'm willing to bring up and share there's the hurty ones are the ones that are like deep in the feelings of rejection and the feelings of, but he's the way shower. He's the way shower, just like all of us, our twins are the way showers. They are, because there are polar opposites, they show us the places in which we need strength added. And as we rise into those places, and see, it's the opposite as well. We're also giving, that's why they're running. That's why they're running, or not so running, or that's why they are doing work. They're running if they're not willing to do the work. If they're willing to do the work, then they're looking in the mirror, kind of like we're looking in the mirror. You know, you look in the mirror, you chase, you look in the mirror, you get this big smack, and you go back into regression, go into yourself, or like I've been in the last couple of days. These have been some of the most intense days. But I do have to say that I've been grounded. And today I just asked for a breather. The first thing in the morning, I just said, okay, today I just want to be. I just want to be. Yesterday and the day before started off really strong. I have that video that I put up that I said, oh yay, it's raining and now I'm going to be grounded. I wasn't grounded all that day. I was just running. And then yesterday I was grounded, but grounded like smack down onto the ground. I was like going through myself big time deep. And I realized that every time that there's one of these like sections of times that I'm grounded, that I go through this immense pain to where I can't even talk. And I didn't record anything. I didn't talk to anybody. I was pretty much by myself most of the day, going through myself, and a lot of crying and a lot of just sitting in it. I did a lot of work. I just sat and worked. I put on medicine music. I searched up in Spotify medicine music, and I found a really nice playlist. And I just listened to it. A lot of times I'll avoid that kind of music because it drowns me. It makes me go like deep. But yesterday I was just like sitting in it, smothered in it, just in all of the pain and all of the sorrow and all of the, I feel like I was surrendering into, there's nothing to hold on to. There's nothing that, you know, there's no reason to hold on. You can't get anywhere by holding on, by grasping, by trying to force anything. You have to let go and allow this journey just to happen. It's like the more you let go on this journey, the easier it becomes. You just allow the pain to come through. There's no fighting the pain. There's no fighting you can't force outcomes. This journey is divine, and it's written. It's written. And by me trying to write it by myself is just hindering the divinity of it. Is just I had words earlier. I'm going to pause this for a second and see if it comes to me. Hold on. I guess the words are coming out the same for me. It's the more you fight against and the more you chase, the more you try to control the outcome, the slower the journey goes, the further away you get. It's like fighting against. I feel like you're getting shaken up. It's like I see like a dog that grabs a little animal and shakes it in its mouth. I feel like that. And if the minute you go limp, there's no fun. The minute you go limp, that's it. It's over. It's like a cat playing with a grasshopper. Once you surrender and just let go, the game is over. Not over, but you get what I'm saying. It's energetically. So the whole thing is being able to be strong enough to look at your twin, right? Because the way that I see it, the way that I feel a lot of times is that it's like looking into a light that is so bright, or a mirror that is reflecting so bright to you, that a lot of times we look away. Well, we look away also when we have to do the inner work, when we find those places that we have to do. I think that this all happens when you let go. It all happens exactly like it's supposed to happen. Even the places where we don't let go, we have to go through some of those places. In order to overcome something, you have to go through it all the way. And part of going through it is holding on to the old beliefs and finding out what the old beliefs are, and then fully coming to terms, and then letting go and releasing and releasing. But I feel like every time I dive, it's like this twin flame journey. Every time I dive into like a couple of days of just intense, when I start rising above, when I start coming out, all of a sudden all of the understandings come in. All of a sudden I'm at a new level. All of a sudden it's like I've risen up another stair, and this realization that I just had, it's a big one. It's all about me. It's all about me. And I know that we all know that. I know, but until now, and I feel like shivers coming up my spine, like seriously coming up my spine, like physically. It's a big realization. It's not just, oh yeah, it's all about me. It's not topical. It's all the way in. This is all about me. This is and all about me, but it's withholding him up as well. Because when it's all about me, then that me loving me is loving him. Me loving me is accepting him and giving him a gift as well. So it creates this energy exchange, where when I bring all the energy back to me, and I can use him lovingly as a mirror. It's not taking anything from him. It's observation. It's me, him there, and it's like agreeing to look in that mirror with self-love, whatever that means. It means that the ego is down here. Sometimes you have to kind of swallow the ego. It's like, it feels like swallowing a big ball sometimes. But when you swallow it and you can still look straight in that mirror, you're going to get all the answers that you need for your rising. You are going to get the next step. The next step is like always constantly being presented to you in a practical way. The most practical way. In this 3D level. Everything that is in the higher realms plays out in this 3D level too. Everything that you need to overcome in your mind, you need to overcome in the physical world. There is a physical expression for it right here. So which might be lives. For me, that would be a natural next step in pushing through my limits. It's finding your limits and pushing through. Further and further. And that's just a simple one. That's just something that's really simple, but all of the next steps are being presented to me all the time. And it's a matter of stepping forward. And what we tend to do is keep on going around in the same circles, doing what we know. Okay, I'm just going to do the procrastinating on the new steps because the new steps are scary. But once you take that new step, that you take a new step, and then you bring that into the practical everyday things, right? Everything that we do now, practically everything that we do as just part of our cycle of life, we had to do a first time, and when we did it the first time, it could have been scary. But once you do it a time and again, it becomes natural. And so as we take these steps off of it's like stepping off of a cliff at first. It's like pushing ourselves just a little bit further every time. bending ourselves a little bit more out of bending ourselves out of shape. Every time, just pushing ourselves a little bit further into the unknown, into the things that we fear the most. Forgiving, doing all of the things that, looking at aspects of ourselves that we're afraid of looking at in the mirror. First of all, finding them, and then looking at them, and then it's like this daze starts lifting from your mind, and everything just becomes so much more clear and pure, and then the next step becomes clear. And as you rise, we are the light workers. We are the ones that have come here to, big words, save the planet. We are the ones that are raising the vibration. We are the ones that are transcending this physical world and bringing the higher existence to humanity, to the world. And I don't know what I was going to say in that. I think just saying that in general, we were chosen. We are of light. And if you are with me on this, and you're with me in this place, and being able to understand and conceive these thoughts, which I think that probably anybody on this channel that has stayed with me until now is, then you understand what I'm saying. It's big. It's individual. It's all about me, but it's also a network. And together we're changing the consciousness, and together we are rising, and together we are changing the world. And these are the times. Listen to the skies. It's just rumbling. Okay, well, I'll turn it around. I'll just show you the valley. This is the cave that I'm sitting at. So it's not really a cave. It's more like an indent. There's the pillar. The skies are just gray. So, thank you for watching. Until next time. Sending you lots and lots of love.